Okay, welcome back to Bounce Around Charleston. I'm so excited today because I have here standing with me not only Chandler Moore, but his father, Bishop Brian David Moore. Welcome to Bounce Around Charleston.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's been supposed to be on the show for a while, ain't he?
Tell me about it.
It
Tell
took
me about
this
it.
to have me on after all of these years.
Hey, when he called me, Chandler, I said, I'll work it because I know I'm going to get it. Tell me. I saw the recording that you and your father did together.
Yes, built for
What
this.
motivated you to write that?
So we were in at my church I was going to at the time. We were in a series called "Built for This," and my pastor at the time was talking about the fact that the way the Lord created us, He created us to withstand whatever the enemy would try to throw. And I was writing an album at the time called "Feelings." That was centered around the mental health of 2020 pandemic, what people were going through, and what I myself was going through in my emotions. So it was really just a reminder to myself that anything that I felt, anything that I was going through, any hardship, I was actually, honestly, literally built for it in my Father's hands, both lyrically and physically.
Bishop Moore, how did you feel about singing a song with your son?
I mean, first of all, I was nervous, but I was so honored. I was honored because, number one, he wrote it from such a pure place when he wrote the song. But then for him to ask me to be a part of that, it was just an incredible, incredible experience. I think one of the things that's just kind of jovial is that it took about 11 or 12 takes during the session for me to get it.
We had to print out lyrics for him, and his mind.
Listen, it was just really something.
When it came out really good.
And so it was a tremendous experience, and I was humbled, but I was really honored. Yes.
I can see the way you look at your father. You have great respect for him.
Yes, for sure. You have to. I feel like if I was not to honor, who gave me most of the things I have, who taught me a lot, and who raised me in an environment that was like an incubator for where I am now, I wouldn't be able to honor who I am fully because he's a part of me. I'm part of him. So yeah, I have to. It's the right thing to do, and he's deserving of it too.
Well, so how did you feel when you saw your son at the Stellar Awards with Maverick, and then at the Grammys with Maverick? What was that moment like?
I've always known that. I've always known that Chandler was going to excel. He started out playing basketball and was incredible playing basketball. But there was such a abrupt shift at one point where he literally just dropped the basketball and began to take interest in the music. But the interesting thing, and the thing that was just so phenomenal about it for me, was his level of passion. One day he called me and said, "Dad, I'm going to get a vocal trainer." And so he had a vocal trainer on the phone. He had someone, I think it was in Atlanta or something, who was training him how to sing on the phone.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And to see the work that he put in and the passion that he had. I was flabbergasted. But to see the work and the passion and the heart that he had, he's always been a sincere guy. Crazy. But he's always had a heart for God. And so while I was not surprised with everything that was taking place, I was really in awe that it took place so quickly and God had accelerated this whole thing for him. And it's really been, I prophesied to him years ago because he's always been supportive of everyone else. I took him to Ty Trippett's concert when he was a little fella because I promised Ty was going to come and support him. And so he was sitting in the concert and him and his brother DJ, they just kind of were locked into it. And I think that also did something for him. And then years later, he's traveling with Ty Trippett.
Sure.
And so the Lord had already ordained his steps and strategically placed him in the places where he had to be. And so I'm so proud, so proud. Every father, every parent wants to see their child succeed. But the Lord said to me that, and I said this to him when I prophesied to him, his audience is going to be larger than mine. His stage is going to be larger than mine, and his reach will be further than mine. I was Bishop Brian Moore when he was a little fella. Now I'm Chandler Moore's dad. But I am honored that the Lord would allow me to father him. And one of the things I was thinking about the other day, in fact, I was talking to Bishop William Murphy, and one of the things I was saying to him, because he was the individual saying, Brian, you need to tell Chan, come back to Charleston, when he was singing with Ty and singing with Travis, and tell Chandler, come back to Charleston, help you build your music ministry. And I always told William, I said, listen, Chandler's growth is going to take place when I release him, yet keep my hand on him. And so it was the releasing of Chandler to be able to go and experience all that he experienced that allowed God to trust him with this platform.
If you had to say one great thing to your dad at this moment, what would you tell him?
That's hard. It's a lot.
That's loaded.
I mean, I think off of what he just said, I would say that thank you for trusting, God, but also me enough to release me. 'Cause I think if he would have probably tried to keep a lid on me or try to keep me in one place, I was moving around. I know it's kind of scary, probably seeing your teenager all over the place, but if he would have kept me, probably try to put a cap on me, I don't know if I would have the experience, the knowledge, or the wisdom that I learned through those years of trial and error, traveling with people. And all that wisdom experience, ultimately got me where I am today. So it would be thank you for, releasing me and not, doing what the typical pastor would do. No, you need to stay here, help me. But, allowing God to be God in me.
Well, you heard it right here on Bounce Around Charleston.
Yeah.
Chandler Moore, Bishop Brian Moore, talking about their life experience of father and son. Thank you all for being here today.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for
Okay,
having
we'll
us.
be right back after this break.